welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Bailey, and if you're one of my 40 subscribers, then welcome back. Today I wanted to film this. I've been thinking about it for a while, and I don't know why I waited so long to make this, but I'm glad I did because I have a lot more now. But I'm gonna be talking about how I lost over 50 pounds. And hello, it's me to disturb the video already. I just want to come in here and say that since filming this video, I think I had my numbers off a little bit, but at this point I was actually at like closer to 60 pounds that I lost in total, and now I am at 75 pounds in total. So I just wanted to add that in here because these things that I talk about really did work for me and are continuing to work for me, and my weight loss journey is continuing to go in the direction that I want it to. So I just want to pop that in here and mention that. And I'm also going to be overlaying photos of befores and afters throughout the video as well, so make sure to keep watching. And I'm a little bit over halfway through my weight loss journey, but you know, fitness journey, it never ends once you get started. I also have photos that I'm gonna insert in at my heaviest what I looked like, and it is insane. I don't think I have many body pictures from my heaviest just because I was so self-conscious, and I wish I did, but I didn't even think about it. I'll insert the photos that I do have, but I think it's so crazy how different like my face looks in general. Like I looked so like swollen and smushed. So I went through and I kind of evaluated like all the things that I changed in my life to get to where I am now, and the things that I'm going to continue implementing into my day-to-day so I can continue to get closer and closer to my goal weight. Kind of section it off into 3 or 4 different like areas. So I'll start with food because that is important. So when I was jumping in, I always thought it was like you need to eat like chicken and rice and that's it, and like vegetables and all that, like stuff that you see online basically of people doing, or like you buy these nutrition plans and it tells you to eat chicken and rice and vegetables and that's pretty much it for dinner every night, you know. That's not necessarily true, and I don't think restricting yourself that much is gonna make it easy at all. I know it's not going to, because I've been there, I've done that, and it just makes you give up quicker, in my opinion. My biggest thing going off of the restrictions is don't go crazy with your restrictions. I know that sounds silly because you're like, no, like I have like 20 pounds, 30, 50, 100, whatever it is to lose. I need to cut out all these bad things. Like yes and no. In my experience, if I cut out like all my favorite things, like my favorite candies like Sour Patch Kids or sour gummy worms or soda, I will do really well my first like week, if that. And then after that, it's all downhill and I just binge. Definitely not the best just to completely restrict yourself. So take it easy. Maybe try to cut back a little bit one by one, and slowly you'll kind of start to not crave it as often and stuff like that. That's what I've seen with myself. I just kind of forget about things after I wean off of it, I guess. I still, throughout this whole journey, have had my days where I'm like, oh, I just really want some hot Cheetos, or I just really want a candy bar, like whatever. Let yourself have it if that craving's not going away. But with that, I will say don't keep those things in your home where it's easily accessible and you're stocked up on them, because that's gonna make it so you see it, you want it, you have it, you know, it's right there. So like for me, since I didn't keep those things in my house, I was like, oh, I really want this. And then you think about it more because you're like, well, I gotta, you know, get dressed, go to the store, grab it, come home, and then I can enjoy it. Like, is it really worth it? So it kind of gives your brain a little bit more time to settle and like think, is this craving really worth it? So that's one thing. Another thing is like, if your favorite thing is like soda, find a healthier option. In my house, we love having like a carbonated drink like soda, but the seltzer waters don't really do it for me. It's just not the same. Like I do enjoy seltzer waters, but gotta be craving that too, you know? So like I really like Sprite. So I found Sprite Zero was a healthier option for me. I know it's probably still not good for me, but it's definitely a healthier option. And the mini cans are a great thing because you can let yourself have like one mini can a day or whatever it is, like whenever you want it, you know that you have a mini can instead of those big full cans or bottles of it. So that's a little tip. But the biggest thing with food that has completely changed my entire body and how I perceive food and, you know, my eating habits has been portioning. I didn't realize how big my meals were until I got the hang of my portioning. Let me tell you, serving sizes are there for a reason. A lot of the time, especially as an American, serving sizes aren't followed like at all. America's very good at giving you more than what we need. So look at the food that you're making, Google it if you need to, whatever, like what is the serving size of this, how many calories, how many carbs, whatever you're tracking, if anything at all, or just go by the serving size, like how much is the serving size? I got a scale off of Amazon, a little food scale. It's super small and like just goes in my kitchen. So anytime I need to like measure something that way, if it's not like, oh, it's 1 cup, it's like 5 ounces or whatever. That's a lot of time with like the meats that you eat. But get one of those. I think I paid like $6-7 for it. It works great. You can change the settings on it, whatever you need to. But that has helped me so much. So follow serving sizes. I know you'll probably be a little bit hungry at first, but I promise your stomach will shrink with what you should be eating. And that can also help you from obviously overeating, having too many calories in your day that you're not burning, and stuff like that. With that too, whole foods are a good thing to have in your house, like all natural things, because if you look at the ingredients in things, and this is a huge like for me, and a lot of the things I still will reach for those hot Cheetos, I know that, but if I'm like looking at like a good nutritious meal and I like pick up a thing of rice, like the pre-made rice things in the box, flavored already, and then I look at the ingredients and I'm like, I don't know what half of these things are, and that's probably where all of the like added unnecessary things are for preserving it and giving it artificial flavors and stuff like that. I usually try to stay away because I'm like, ooh, that sounds gross, you know? So that's helped me too. Like whatever fruits and vegetables you like, keep those in your home, and then try to go to like more sustainable like meats and stuff. Like I buy my chicken from Costco because they have their chicken where they individually wrap them and put them in the freezer, and they're always like ready to go. Also, already cooked shredded chicken is a lifesaver because you just pop it on a skillet and warm it up, and that is amazing, especially when you don't have time to prep all these meals and stuff like that. It helps. Yeah, that's for food. I just say my biggest things were portioning and not like crazy restricting myself. I did try to count calories here and there. It's just, you know, I like to have an idea of how many calories I'm consuming a day, especially because we do need a certain amount of calories for our organs to continue working how they should and stuff like that. So you should be at least a little bit aware of that kind of thing. And with that, also a lot of people think when they're trying to lose weight, you should be eating less calories, like a calorie deficit, but don't restrict yourself so much that you're not even getting what your body needs to perform well and be awake and, you know, all your organs to be working right. I was eating under it's called BMR, your basic metabolic rate, if I'm saying that right. But I was eating under that, and it was showing because I was a lot more tired. I couldn't like fully exert myself like to the point where I felt like I was doing my best physically. I never had any motivation to do anything, even if it was just like sitting there like doing homework or something. I never had any motivation to do that. And hair loss, stuff like that. If you're not getting all of the nutrition and calories that you need for your body to just live day to day, then a lot of other things are going to start suffering, because that energy is going to go towards keeping you alive, and you'll notice like hair loss, your skin's not going to be performing well, stuff like that. You'll just not have much energy. So make sure you look into that too. There's also great resources. Like if you really are uncomfortable with like doing all this research on your own, go to your doctor, because your doctor will be able to point you in the right direction or just help you themselves, because I had to do that too at one point, and although I didn't listen then, I should have used the resources that I had. But that's a great one. So moving into exercise, because your biggest thing is your eating. That is going to be your biggest thing with weight loss. No matter how much or how little you want to lose, your nutrition is everything. Little portion of it would be your exercise. So obviously, if you're not burning more calories than you're intaking every day, you're not gonna see any change, or you're gonna actually gain weight. So get moving more. Like find something you can do that just gets you moving. Like when I would read, I loved one of my books that I was reading, but I found myself just like sitting there reading it. So I was like, okay, whenever I want to read, I gotta hop on my bike unless I'm like reading to go to bed. So I would only let myself read when I was on my bike. After that, went into another TikTok phase. So I only let myself scroll through TikTok if I was on my bike, getting moving a little bit. Even if I wasn't breaking a sweat, like just having my legs moving, that's important. So associate those things together, and you might end up enjoying it and or spending less time doing those things. But yeah, if you're doing something that's not getting you moving, try to associate it with like doing an exercise. So I know like I've seen some people that'll do like squats on commercial breaks or jumping jacks or something like that. So if you are a TV junkie or a movie junkie, do that like on commercials or little breaks or something. Like get moving, even if it's just for a minute. Like that's important. Fit in those movements wherever you can in your day. I know it's hard because I used to work at a bank, so I was sitting at my desk all day, and that contributed to a lot of my weight gain, unfortunately, because I just wasn't moving at all. I was sitting all day at work, and then I'd come home and I'd be mentally exhausted from being at work. So I'd come home and I would sit on the couch and watch TV. Yeah, it didn't get me anywhere, obviously, except for the scale going up. Like if you do have a job like that, find a way to get in your steps, even if it means like if nobody's in the office, or like you do something where you don't have to be stationed at your desk 24/7 on your workday. Just find time, like get up, do some laps, whatever, on your breaks, just go outside, walk around, stuff like that. With that, I set like a step goal that I had to reach every single day. And this is a big mental thing, because if you're one that's like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll try tomorrow, just because you didn't hit it today, that's not gonna get you anywhere. But I made it a goal, at least 10,000 steps a day, and it's harder than it seems to reach that. I know it doesn't seem like very much because everyone says, oh, hit 10,000 steps a day, whatever. It takes a lot, because that's like 5 miles in your day, just like steps here and there, and you don't get that from sitting at a desk all day and then a few steps to the kitchen, a few steps to the bathroom, whatever. You're not gonna hit 10,000. So find ways to just like get going, like whenever you can, just take some steps. Next, find an exercise, or you don't even have to think of it as an exercise. Like I take my dog for a walk every single day because he'll annoy me if I don't. He'll yell at me because he's a husky. But I don't think of that as exercise. I think of that as just like what I have to do, my normal day-to-days. And I enjoy it because like my husband and I take him, and it's our time to talk, catch up for the day, because we hadn't seen each other all day because we're both at work, and we enjoy it. So it doesn't even seem like we're working towards like my step goal of the day. So just find something that you can tolerate or enjoy, and do it. Like also, I got a bike from Costco, a stationary exercise bike. I saw it when it was on sale, and I was like, you know what? I am going to save my next 2 paychecks, take a certain amount out of each. I think the bike, when I got it, it was on sale for $200. So it is an investment, but it's not something crazy like the Peloton at like $1,200 or whatever. So you can find other things. Also, Facebook Marketplace, people are selling stuff on there all the time, especially now that people are back at work from the pandemic. They're getting rid of their exercise stuff that they bought in the pandemic. I enjoyed going on the bike. It made me feel good. At first, I couldn't do like more than like 20-30 minutes, and then I would just make myself do it, you know, find things, associate things that I like doing with it. And then it was like, oh, I want to go on my bike. I want to do this. I want to do that. And then it turned into like, oh, I've already been here for an hour and a half. Maybe it's time for me to get off, kind of thing. So find something that just makes you feel good. Like, it doesn't have to be that complicated. It doesn't have to be like going to the gym and trying to figure out what the heck you're doing. Just any little thing that can make you feel good. Like with the bike, invest in your health. A gym membership is gonna cost you a monthly thing, but you also have to get up, drive there, go, you know, hit the gym on the way home, whatever it is. So if you may think that you're gonna do that at first, but then if you realize that you're not, invest in something in your home. It can be as simple as weights and do a program online. Like, that's what I'm doing now because I love my bike, but I needed something a little bit more because I hit a plateau. So I wanted to change it up. So I found my programs that I do now. Yeah, that's about it for the exercise. Just get moving, get your body going. For your mental. So I think a lot of people my age now, especially because it's more talked about and it's more normalized, mental health is huge. And I've struggled with depression before. I have anxiety on the daily. And exercising helps me relieve those things. And it helps me not go into a depressive state. Helps me feel better about myself. It gets your serotonin levels, if that's what it is, I'm pretty sure. It gets that going too. So there's so many benefits to just get moving for your mental health as well. So what I did is I figured out my why. Why did I want to change the way I looked? Why did I want to change the way I felt in my body? Why was I doing this? Why would I get up and work out at 4:50 in the morning every morning? Like, why am I doing this? That's a huge thing. If you don't know your why, you are going to unfortunately fail at your goal. So I struggled with this for a while because your why is a huge part of it, but it's so much more than just, oh, I want to look good. I want to, you know, wear cute, sexy clothes. I want to be able to do this, do that, you know, wear these things, feel good in my body, stuff like that. So for me, obviously, I want to wear cute things and not feel gross in my clothes because that's not how you should feel in your clothes. I want to view myself as the beautiful person that I am, that I'm now realizing. So for my why, my biggest things, and you can have multiple whys, and it's ultimately why you want to change these things about yourself and other than looks. For me, I want to be healthy. I want to stop thinking that every time I have a pain in my body, because I'm like a hypochondriac too, that it's because I'm overweight. I want to stop associating my weight with any pain that I feel in my body. I also want to make sure I live longer. I don't want to die because I overate and didn't exercise. Like, that's the lamest way to go. I want to be able to do more things with my family. I want to make sure I can have kids. I want to be able to run around with my kids and do stuff like that one day. And another thing is I'm having a surgery upcoming, and I want to make sure I recover as well as possible without any complications during. And that is one of my biggest things is I waited so long for this surgery, and I wouldn't want anything to go wrong during it and prevent me from the results of my surgery. So find your why, write it down, look at it every day, make a goal. Also for me, how I view myself when I'm not exercising compared to when I am exercising is two different worlds. I do exercise even if I haven't lost a pound and I just started. I feel so much more confident in my skin. I feel so much like I can do so much more. I feel like I look better, stuff like that. Your confidence goes up on the daily when you're exercising, and you will notice changes in your body before anybody else. So that's another big part of it. You'll notice that, oh, your stomach looks a little bit flatter, you're not as bloated, your arms look smaller, stuff like that, or bigger if you're gaining muscle. It can be a short amount of time when you start seeing stuff, or it could be a few weeks, like whatever. And then after you notice it, the people closest to you notice. Your partner, your parents, like whoever you're with all the time, your coworkers, they'll notice it, and then everybody else notices after that. So it's one thing after another. So yeah, you definitely will notice that you feel better physically, you feel better mentally, and that's just the good of exercising. So closing out, I did want to just say a few more things that helped me, and I'm telling you guys all of these things from my own personal experiences. Not everything that worked for me is gonna work for you, but I hope that these tips you'll at least try and they'll help you in some way or another. Maybe one will work for you, maybe all of them will work for you, or somewhere in between. Before I started, I was like, how will I ever find the time? I don't have time for this. I really don't. I'm in college. I like to do stuff on the internet, like make videos and websites and stuff like that. And then I also have a full-time job. I was like, from the time I wake up, I get ready for work, and then I get home, make dinner, clean up the house, do schoolwork, and try to fit in some of my hobby time too. I was like, I literally don't have a minute to spare, because before I know it, it's time for bed. And I also still need some me time, some self-care, because that's important too. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wake up earlier. Obviously, don't sacrifice all of your sleep, because you do need sleep. So I made the time. I started waking up an hour and a half earlier. And then I realized how much I was sleeping before that, and I wasn't getting good sleep. So it's not like it mattered anyway. Now I sleep better. I wake up earlier. I'm tired when it comes to bedtime, and I'm ready to close my eyes and go to sleep, when before I'd be laying there with my eyes open or trying to fall asleep and can't. But now I can actually fall asleep, stay asleep. I'll still probably wake up in the night, but I get a lot better sleep. So I wake up anywhere from like 4:30 to 5 in the morning. I workout done first thing, because that's what works for me. I would rather get it done in the morning and have the rest of my day ahead of me. And also by the end of the day, I'm like, oh wow, like I worked out this morning. I completely forgot. And it's a good feeling. You want to feel like that. You want to be like, oh wow, I did that, you know? So make the time for you and your health. That is so important. You're not going to be able to do all these other things that you do in your day if your health is not taken care of. And exercise is a big part of that. So make sure you have time for your health. And when you're making these changes, don't change 100% at once. That's a big mistake that I've made so many times before. And it's like, I'll go all out and I will burn myself out, and then I'll give up. And I have started my fitness journey, honestly, probably like 100 times or more. And I'm like, okay, this time it's it. This is the time. Nope, because I did too much at once. I didn't ease into it. Ease into it. Even if it feels like you're not doing anything, I promise you, you are. Make 1% changes each day and build up to the 100%. 1% changes every day is going to be the way that you get to the 100% and then start seeing those results. And you're gonna see those results even before you get to the 100%. I'm still not even at 100%, and I've lost over 50 pounds. So make 1% changes, you'll get there. I promise you. It is not an overnight process. I know everyone says that, but it is really not. And there is no magic pill, there is no magic drink. So show up for yourself, make those one or two tiny changes a day. Make sure you're getting enough sleep, don't oversleep. Make sure you're getting good sleep. Make sure you're staying hydrated and your nutrition is put first. And also educate yourself about things. Start looking stuff up, get some books to read. Like, anything to make sure that the information that you're putting forward, I guess, like the information that you have in your mind that you are executing is correct information and logical information. So do it in a healthy way, a sustainable way, and you got this. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you stick around for some more fitness videos. I'm gonna try to do a couple fitness ones a month. I also do lifestyle videos, just like vlogging, whatever it is, talking about military life, because I am a military spouse, and random stuff, whatever I think I want to post, I do. So yeah, make sure you subscribe, stick around, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.